Boom! We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Life as a Chad YouTube channel. I thank all of you for being here wherever you may be. And of course, however you may be listening. Hopefully, it got the intro. It seemed like in my ears it, but I digress. Um, and hopefully, just right there, the sound didn't get all messed up on my mic. This is going to be a quick video. I'm doing this on Christmas Eve. I hope you guys are with family, having a great time around those that you care about, love, because quite frankly, none of us like to have to spend time around people, likely at work or whatever situation you're in, where you have to spend time with people that ordinarily you wouldn't even spend 2 or 3 seconds with. Also, I'm trying out a different filter. This is HD. It to me, it just seems like it's wider. It gives a wider frame, but we'll see. We'll see how it looks on YouTube. So, something that is contended with in conservative ink is the role of LGBTQ plus in politics, in conservatism, in parenthood, and obviously as an Orthodox Christian, I don't believe that homosexuals should be able to adopt. And I know all the arguments that liberals and people who are proponents of it will say, well, they're better off in the foster system. They're better off with this, or this, or this. In some cases, yes. I know that's tough to believe, and yes, the foster system can be rough, but in some cases, yes, which I'm going to show you guys now. And I know that the situation that I'm going to show you guys is not necessarily representative, but at the end of the day, just to put it matter of factly, the reason why I am not okay with it is because I'm an Orthodox Christian, which means that biblically, as far as creation goes, as far as my worldview and the implementation of said worldview and what is right versus what is wrong in society, it is not acceptable for two women or for two men to buy children or raise them up or whatever the case may be. Okay, it's already gone far enough the way it is nowadays. Well, maybe even a few years back as far as marriage goes under the law, but yeah, I'm not okay with it. And that is simply put. And on top of that, I'm not okay with surrogates or anything like that. Just to put it plainly, families are for heterosexual man, one woman, one male, one female, plain and simple. So I saw this article that Myron Gaines posted. He posted this on his Twitter page, and good on him. By the way, guys, give me a follow on X, or rather X. He posted it on his X. Hot take, gays and lesbians should not be allowed to adopt children. Let's check out this article here. Gay couple who showed off picture perfect family get 100 years in prison for horrific, you know the word, of their adopted sons. That and then Andrew Tate, how can you be a picture perfect family with two gay men? Man, I shouldn't laugh because this is absolutely tragic news. And I this is way more common than people realize. I think there's a lot even um to be for healing grace. Just hoping and wishing that some loving family adopted you. And then finally it happens. Realize that it was actually your worst nightmare. It's tragic. A gay Georgia, this is from the New York Post, a gay Georgia couple convicted of sickening SA of their two adopted sons will spend the rest of their lives behind bars. Come on, New York Post. Well, they'll have a lot of that going on in prison. Let me tell you, guys, they're going to get thrashed in there. Let me tell you, it's already happened. Probably if they're already in there, probably from the moment they stepped in. William and Zachary Zellick, 34 and 36, were each sentenced last week to 100 years in prison without the possibility of parole. The Walton County District Attorney's Office announced. And it's sad that this happened in a conservative state too. And that's the problem is modern day or republicanism does not always correlate with conservatism and traditionalism and Christianity. Increasingly, it often doesn't. These two defendants truly created a house of horrors and put their extremely dark desires above everything and everyone else, said District Attorney Randy McGinley. Gravity, which is as deep as it gets, is not greater than the resolve of those that fought for justice and the strength of the victims in this case. The resolve I have seen from these two young victims over the last 2 years is truly inspiring. The boys, two brothers who are now 12 and 10 years old, were adopted from a Christian special needs agency by the Zellicks. That is disgusting. These fucking Protestant organizations, man. But Protestantism is modern day Protestantism is, and I don't know if this was a Protestant organization. I don't know much about this organization, but if I had to guess, it is because I was just about to say that, you know, foster children, it needs we need to get the church involved again. But of course, it needs to be the Orthodox Church. Um, so yeah, that's not good. But again, I've said time and time again that Protestantism is as liberal as, or has become as liberal as liberalism itself. The couple raised them under the guise of a happy home in an affluent Atlanta suburb. Of course, gays usually do financially pretty well. This is so disgusting. These two boys, just probably wanted to be loved in the right way, and it just goes to show like the pictures that we see on people's accounts and where it's very orchestrated and manipulated and artificial is not what it is behind. That's why I always say, even for YouTubers, like don't put your end all be all into these YouTubers. Not even me either, because everybody has now some of them are who they are on screen. I am who I am, okay? But I would still caution you guys to have skepticism with all people when it comes to what is posted, because another means. But their supposedly picture perfect life, Zachary worked in banking and William was a government employee, held a dark secret. The couple were regularly forcing the boys to have sex with them and would film the abuse to make pedophilic nog. Evidence showed they even bragged about the abuse to twisted friends, with one telling police Zachary once sent a Snapchat message reading, "I'm going to stand by," along with images of the boy being. Oh my God, I haven't read this article yet. That is sad, man. Wow. That is so tragic. God help that kid. Help these kids. And they allegedly used social media to pimp the boys out to at least two men in a depraved local sex ring. The couple was arrested in 2022 after an alleged member of the ring was caught downloading child, you know the word, and he told the investigators how the Zuleks were making with young boys living in their house. Both Zeleks pled guilty to the charges of aggravated child M, aggravated sodomy, and sexual exploitation of children. Well, first and foremost, guys, we got to send our prayers to those two young boys. That is tragic. It's heartbreaking. It started to tear up my eyes. Not that not that that's even necessarily what these boys are asking for. I mean, ultimately they have to find a way to move forward and salvage whatever life that they have left. But let me tell you guys something. This is a perfect illustration, and Andrew Wilson talks about this all the time. In especially when it comes to gay men relationships, but it goes both sides, but specifically gay men. There is a certain world that they live in. That, again, as I said at the beginning of the video, there are things underneath the surface that need God's healing grace and tending to in a positive manner to get those dark demons worked out. A lot of these couples are doing it simply as a fashion statement, as a lot of women would do. They don't actually want to be fathers. They don't actually want to give fatherly love to children. And oftentimes they do adopt boys because they are, in many cases, grooming them to either be like a dog, like how they would treat a dog and prop them up as like this fixture or this piece of furniture or high, pricey whatever installation in their home, or they're doing something like this or a combination of both. And it happens way more often than you think. I try to imagine being a foster child and having the mind that I had and have now and finding out that I was adopted by two men. I would be scared shitless. I would be disgusted. I would be asking myself how I would be pleading with God, how is this allowed? How am I allowed to go into that? So, anyways, guys, I know this is a dark story, especially on Christmas Eve, even though for me I'm Orthodox, it's January 7th. But still got to give you guys content, something to think about. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to continue pumping out content for you guys. We're so close to the 1,000 sub mark. Let's get it there. And last but not least, DBAP, don't be a pussy, Willow. And facts are feelings because your feelings just don't matter. Like I said, please send your prayers to those two boys. And hopefully they can salvage and move forward in a positive manner with the chance that they have been given. All right, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Christ is King. Love you guys. See you next time. Peace.